a bit of an interesting matchup. Applebuck, Zenith, and Judgmental versus Dynasty Party, who we've seen before.
Yeah, Dynasty Party. NAST coming in, playing in NAST last season. Their previous team, Misfire Dynasty, tore it up, of course, in NAST Season 1. So it's always good to see them coming back every season. But we got 1-2 punch missile prop on the board here for this Atlas Lab game. Luna, Estelle, Drakkar for the side of the Bad Queen subjects and Dynasty Party. Of course, Asianator on the Finny and Swaghaver on his Classic X. They're playing in the comfort zone right now. We'll see how they're going to come out of this loser's bracket right now. But so far, Dynasty Party off to a solid start. Going to make it a quick first point for them.
Very, very quick first point. And this Drakkar is a big question mark, of course, enabled by the missile propulsion start. But it's a very feast or famine pick. It's very easy to play around. And Applebuck needs to get the ball rolling here. But the lack of 1-2 punch in rotation is going to be a little bit of an inconvenience in the draft as well, and not being able to have that as an option. So the deny is going to be a little bit easier for the side of Dynasty Party. But Asianator playing a little bit too confidently, flies too far, gets taken out, and okay, well, Swaghaver gets it done.
I got a little bit too close to the sun there, paid for it, but never punished, truly, not with Swaghaver on your team. And I mean, this 1-2 punch is definitely coming in big for just helping him keep the pressure on, keep the core up when he needs to make it happen. Almost a good save there by Judgmental, but ends up losing both barriers off of the ricochet. Applebuck gonna try and push back, gets one, but the big finish sends it over to Swaghaver. A nice blink from Zenith. We'll keep it safe for now, but they're pushing right on back up. A Dynasty Party with energy on the board. Judgmental forced to flip to get it out of there. Maker coming in, the piercing shot, but it saved it off of the backside of the goal there. Huge flip from the now. Swaghaver not quite able to find the point, but back in the hands of Applebuck now. They try and force it through. A nice primary. Right shot from Asianator, and Judgmental flies past it! Soaring off into the sunset. And it's just going to float right in. A crazy point there, but Dynasty Party, they'll take that one.
Yeah, and this is dangerous, right? It's loser's bracket. If you lose, you're out of here. And Deadeye shows up on the board. Now, X can technically take Deadeye. It is not a bad decision for the X to take Deadeye here. And that is indeed what happens. The Bell Ringer and a lot of other abilities when space can proc it, and it's an amazing deny away from the Luna, disabling a lot of the damage scaling potential. Heading on later into the draft, there's stuff like the Stinger all denied away, and the Drakkar will have to settle with size. Not bad, but as Drakkar, you need something big to turn the tables.
Yeah, we got a little bit of size there. There's a lot of good stuff on that board. There was a lot of damage awakenings on that board that draft, but I think Dynasty Party kind of came out really big on that one, and I mean, already paying some dividends here with a big KO from Swaghaver. Just gonna allow even more time, more control for Dynasty Party to make things happen. They'll lose one barrier here, but they got all the health off of Zenith, and now open goal. Swaghaver going for the KO rather than the point, but they still maintaining possession for now. Asianator up to Jack Limestone, but Zenith trying to get in the mix, trying to stop this from in. Another bit of a whiffed boost there from Judgmental, but luckily they're able to recover it, trying to put some pressure onto this barrier. However, Dynasty Party able to fend them off, and now Zenith really low. Swaghaver looking for the KO, pops the X back to his still hunting for this. Zenith just trying to stay alive, but it doesn't even matter. It's Jack Limestone just playing the core, and Swaghaver just gets to where he needs to be. Dynasty Party continuing on with another point.
The energy situation's also looking pretty good for Dynasty Party, right? Jack Limestone and Asianator basically out of flip the Bad Queen's subjects. Not even close, and that is a little bit concerning here. But they combo down Swaghaver, who stays alive just barely, and with Asianator taking the barrier on the other end and Swaghaver grabbing an orb, Dynasty Party continue to really just be chilling.
Yeah, but Jack Limestone making it happen, goes for the dribble, and finds the needle hole to find the point. Really nice shot placement there, just right in between Zenith and Judgmental. Neither of them could get with the strike box. Just does everything by themselves. And Dynasty Party, they are looking pretty determined. I say that, but trading KOs, the forwards both getting taken off the map right there. It was a really good flip from Asianator to even that up, seeing as Swaghaver was going down. And Now we're into the 2v2 here. Luckily, both forwards now back online. Nothing too exciting happening during that. But now it's Jack Limestone who's looking pretty hurt. Apple looking for the KO. The shotgun doesn't quite have the angle. Goes for another one. Still can't find the angle there in the corner. Jack Limestone will be able to heal back up on the now. Reigniting the offense here for Dynasty Party. Applebug looking pretty low, and Swaghaver still pushing for this barrier. A nice boost here from Judgmental. Puts it over into the big finish. A perfect pass to Swaghaver to bring down the barrier, and they'll pick up the KO on Appa in their own goal box. A shot to the top is going to be blocked by the core flip, but Jack Limestone, the primary, is able to catch it out, and there's another set going over to Dynasty Party.
Very, very cleanly played here. An Asianator, the MVP, going to be sitting pretty with the choices available here. And there's a lot of choices. Perfect Form and Heavy Impact are what my eyes are on for later down in the draft. That are huge Impact Awakenings, especially Heavy Impact for that Drakkar, but I doubt it'll get that far. Denied away at the first chance even, and Perfect Form probably going to go to the now simply as well. Notice Stagger Swagger trying to prevent any kind of anti-damage here, but with the X picking up that prize fighter, this is even scarier. I think Dynasty Party is going to be really consistently KOing.
Yeah, for sure. Their damage was already kind of scaled up, and now it's really scaled up. And now you're not really even getting to get some damage onto Jack Limestone with that Stagger Swagger. So it's looking a little bit rough here for Bad Queen subjects. We'll see if they can find some kind of the will, or I guess I don't even know what to call it, but a way to bring this one back. So it is looking a little bit rough. Dynasty Party starting off with the first barrier here as well, and Applebug in a bit of a sticky situation. Stuck behind enemy lines, though. Managed to stay alive, and that's both barriers down. Made itself a temporary distraction there for the team to do some work with the core. Now Zenith down to Judgmental, trying to move it up the field. Looking for an opening spot. The piercing shot not quite able to land here. All three members of Dynasty Party on the defense, but Jack Limestone will find a clear temporarily. But back up in this top corner now. Swaghaver dashing into the mix. And now with the core in his possession, dribbling up the field, the bell ringer brings down the second barrier, and it's both sides opened up. Core bouncing up here to Judgmental. Jack Limestone down to Swaghaver, looking for a shot to the center, but Judgmental's not allowing that to happen. The big finish coming out, but it's KO's traded on the forwards yet again. Core flip from Zenith going to be blocked away by Jack Limestone. Now dribble off the piercing shot, looking for the top side. Doesn't quite get the angle on the blink that he's looking for, though. And it's going to be forwards back online, back to the 3v3. Back to a bit of a neutral state here.
Oh, but the core speed from Asianator to snipe on the card, and now Swaghaver in position. Judgmental, good dash save, but no resources left now. A vulnerable Luna in the net. Jack Limestone pushing forward. Zenith helping defend just barely. But again, Dynasty Party, it feels like they're the ones in a little bit more control. But there's the rocket from Judgmental, and Applebug will be there to cover. I think it was a bit of an own goal by Asianator in the end of it all.
Yeah, it looked like Asianator cleared that down, but I think Applebug won the strike war and like redirected it slightly more forward. Like they were both aiming in a similar spot, but I think Applebug got the hit on that. I'm not sure.
Oh, Judgmental got credit with the goal, which makes it even crazier.
Oh wait, that's crazy. That is crazy. Maybe it was his own goal then. Yeah, that's wild. But yeah, first time up on the board now. Bad Queen subjects have a chance in this set. They got some damage here on Swaghaver again, but Swaghaver fighting back, throwing hands with everyone right now, barely surviving the piercing shot. Will be able to fall back and get the orb here. It looks like both sides trying to recover from their wounds. Applebug still hunting for this KO, though. Eats the triple take for it. Judgmental boosting in to try and get some offense going. He will manage to pick up that second barrier. 2-1 now. Bad Queen subjects in a good situation, but Applebug going down. Doesn't mean it's a power play for Dynasty Party. Off of the now primary. There's one barrier gone. A pass down to Swaghaver. Judgmental, though, boosting in to stop that from happening. Now Asianator just trying to get it back up the field. Swaghaver hits it around the backside, but it's the Sad Boys angle. And Bad Queen subject, they're going to pick up another KO, this time onto Swaghaver. And they're going to get a power play now of their own. A piercing shot coming in from Zenith. Sends it right through into the top corner. And they're now up on set point. And they got a chance to stay in this game.
Yeah, definitely a chance. Definitely a good chance to try and stay in this one. With that flip available on Zenith, with Applebug providing a ton of pressure in front of the net. But with both barriers down, it's looking more and more likely by the second.
Yeah, very quick barriers down here on the side of Dynasty Party. Both midfielders with their flips available. A lot of damage here onto Appabug, though. All three members of Dynasty Party sending him back into their own net. But a huge play from Zenith, the flip dribble into the piercing shot. Making it happen and keeping the team afloat. Wow, Zenith getting set MVP. Much deserved for that one. And we see a little bit more damage showing up. I'm curious to see how this draft is going to go. There's a lot of stagger on the board.
Yeah, there's a lot of stagger rapid fire as well for the utility. Twin drive denied away, making sure the Luna can't fly too often, but extra special is going to be a solid pickup nonetheless. The rest of the draft is pretty bare, but that additional stagger is huge. Spark of Resilience and Reverberation both denied away from Appabug, who will take the Might of the Colossus instead, and that additional bulk is going to be really useful for the side of Dynasty Party, who was taking quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, definitely. Now they got the damage, they got the stagger. See if they're able to close this game out. The twin drive on Finny is going to be absolutely huge, but they're going to start off with a massive KO early on here. Appa taken off the board, and Swaghammer still putting some damage onto the rest of the team here. They'll pick up both barriers off of the power play. They are done messing around. Car coming back online now, but midfield and goalie trying to get the core back up the field to where Swaghammer can do something. But both these ranged characters making that a little bit difficult here. Trying to get it through, but another KO from Swaghammer. This time taking Zenith off the board. And now Judgmental getting eaten by the black hole. Goes back on the eject button and Swaghammer brings him down too. It's just Appabug and there's not a lot you can do in a 1v3 like that. Dynasty Party starting off strong yet again. And this just might be where it all ends.
Yeah, that last set was different because they were the ones taking damage, but now that they have enough health to not get bursted down, and then they have the healing from the now on their side, it is looking overwhelmingly in their favor. Even the Crater not doing that much damage, Swaghammer just shrugging off all the damage, and Appabug the one who is critically low.
Yeah, they will get some damage here on to Swaghammer, but Appa's still running for his life a little bit. Not a lot of energy to work with either. One barrier going down on the side of Dynasty Party as Zenith working with the core. Pass up to Appabug here. The shotgun will bring down the second barrier, and a big blink from Zenith gets another KO onto Swaghammer. Piercing shot, but not quite enough time to find the point. Appabug up to Zenith. Judgmental boosting in. Doesn't quite find it here. Still a bit of ping pong going on, but Asianator going for the pass. And Appabug able to get in there and win the strike war. Taking the point for Bad Queen subjects. A big power play there off of that KO.
And a rare Drakkar invisibility moment too, right? We can't see it on the spectator side because it's blue side, but Appa rushed forward invisibly, making it difficult for Jack Limestone. Of course, like if you're a goalie in tune with the situations, you can assume when to strike, but that's hard. That's hard in the high pressure situation, and Jack Limestone was the midfielder after all, and Asianator's almost dead. Asianator's gone.
Another 2v2 here, but it's a goalie down for Dynasty Party. Judgmental, a pass up to Zenith, goes for the core flip here to the bottom side, but Jack Limestone holds with the secondary, keeping it out of range of the piercing shot as well. But now Appabug back online. Here's Asianator as well. A nice block here, but they got to work their way back up the field. They're in a bit of a dangerous spot with an open goal here. Appabug doing a good job holding on, but eventually will lose possession. Now Judgmental with the rocket, trying to send it back up. Jack Limestone cutting the pass here, but not the second time. However, Swaghammer going to punish Judgmental, or not Judgmental, Zenith for that, and bring him down, but Judgmental boosting in. Finally! That's what he's been looking for. We've seen that boost come out a few times this game, but that's the first time it's made a really big impact and found the point.
Yeah, stuff like that is just a reoccurring thing, right? Judgmental was forced to use a lot of those boosts on the defense earlier on. But if the possession can be maintained by the Bad Queen subjects, if they can keep the core forward and let Judgmental use those boosts on offense a lot more, then we're going to see a lot greater effect from their offense. But Appabug's basically dead here.
Yeah, down he goes. 2v3 yet again. We do have a flip available on Judgmental by some time, but on the wall is dangerous, and Swaghammer finding the window, and another KO. 3v1. Appabug respawning just in time, though, to give them a little bit of leeway here for the Bad Queen subjects. Asianator being patient, playing up in the midfield, trying to keep the pressure on. They're trying to get this barrier. Jack Limestone will bring it down. And now with a flip almost available, but doesn't even need it. Jack Limestone with the shot where Judgmental couldn't reach. And Dynasty Party will bring it to match point.
Very, very well played by Jack Limestone. Swaghaver, too, getting that preemptive bull rush down. Swaghaver is a brawler who understands possession so well. Honestly, dribbles more than he has to sometimes, and that kind of possession keeping is keeping Dynasty Party ahead. And that KO as well from Swaghaver. Another KO with the flip. It's curtains.
A double KO from Swaghaver. They do lose one barrier on the return. Ooh, bit of a fumble there with the bell ringer, but they'll get the second one. Open up the goal now. However, Bad Queen subjects will come back online to try and hold out. Potentially, well, this is for one last point this set, no matter what. And they're going to try and make something happen. The Thorn's not able to find the barrier. Appa getting knocked around. A boost in from Judgmental's absolutely huge money. A 6 times KO streak from Swaghaver. He brings out another one. The X Maximus is too much. He'll send it home. Dynasty Party taking the win over Bad Queen subjects, and they will be moving on.
Now they're one game away. Now they have a date with the Handless Dogs. Only one of those two can make it to Liftoff. But importantly, they both have a chance, you know. The Bad Queen subjects falling a little bit short here. But that's how it is in Launchpad. It gets more competitive every season.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And feels like it gets more competitive every week as well. With the teams that don't quite make it tend to continue on into the next week. With even more determination, and the competition is getting very tight with only a few spots left. But I think with that, we're gonna go to a bit of a quick break, before our next match.
Yep. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. See you soon. And Dog versus Dyn up next.